Welcome and thank you for tuning to NeptuneKnives.
We would like to thank again our viewers that have been supportive in following our channel.
So we thought we'd do a quick update. I'm aware that some of my opinions, the strong opinions are not always well received or always appreciated, but we do feel, as a couple, that truth is something that's appreciated. And the best we can do is give you our personal truth, things that we've experienced firsthand for all of our viewers and in our reviews, that information, and pass it on to you.
As advised by Strider, I did return the custom GB back to Arizona Custom Knives.
And I'll probably post a video of that because there are a couple people who requested they would like to see that video. Also know about the Sebenza. Mr. Reeves called me after that video, and I did send the Sebenza back in, and he's supposed to call me back tomorrow, Monday, to give me his evaluation of it. But he's not evaluating the Zan. He feels just the Sebenza he feels was something that needs to be looked at.
We're also on good terms now with Mr. Walker from Combative Edge.
When we started, we tend to first make the videos that kind of post our dislikes and I guess kind of bash on the knives, but just because we feel that we should alert people sooner than later first those products to avoid, but then it makes it seem like we may not like the brand or not like those knives, and that's not the case. And in terms of my video producing and my speaking, keep in mind that me and Mel, we're not artists or we're not film students. We're not like Dark Child. He does a very good job on his videos. See, the thing is, there's a lot of info that I'm trying to fit into one video, and I do outline my videos, and I realize I could do a multi-part series, but it just tends then that I may not finish it, and other people may not finish it too. And it's just easier to put it all in one video. So I mean, the important thing is that the info is there, and if you want, you can pause, rewind, and rewatch the video. I feel it's just important to get that video out, and I hope you guys understand that and don't mind too much. And then finally, Mr. Senior Jobin had he got a video up. It's really nice. It's comparing the DPX Hest 1 to the Hest 2, which I guess is not available yet, but he got a hold of it direct. And I'm going to show you guys some of the features that they did to the DPX Hest 2 that they changed, because I have been getting a lot of comments on the Sebenza fail, the framelock design vid series I did, and I just I wanted to show, I guess kind of just show that I was right. So here, I'll show you right now. Okay, so Mel's tripod today. So here's Senior Jobin's video. Go check it out. Just search HEST and then 2.0. It's a cool vid. Definitely cool.
It's the same knife, but there are a number of subtle changes which I will get into in a minute in a different segment. But first off, here's the old one, and I'll show off the problem.
So the DPX Hest 1 was plagued by lock rock.
It's slipping to the side when you place negative pressure on the blade.
Note that the cutout is on the outside, so that's good. And it's a small cutout, so it is less likely to bend out at that point. It doesn't seem like that's a weak point. But the cutout, or the shape of the knife, you'll see. Hold on.
That's bad. That's really bad.
A lot of people had this problem.
I mean, vertical play.
And even if people didn't, I would still think that it's something that could occur eventually as it wears in.
But the lock's slipping.
Because lock rock is something that usually occurs once it's broken in.
A whole nother ball game. And they do have.
And you can see the problem here is, like I was telling everybody, see, first of all, it's nice because it sits behind the blade tang, but it's if you can see, like, it's so far. I mean, if Strider, says, the further out this way it is. I mean, Strider's lock bar curves around, and it curves out to right here. You want, of course, if there was a contact right here, it would help this blade push that way or keep locked. If it's back here, it's just easy for it to move around that lock bar. And what happens is it was flush originally. So just
this rotor block thing, which is designed to keep the lock from disengaging.
So first thing he talks about is that I think here he says that
the blade and cutting edge dimensions appear to be completely identical from version 1 to version 2. We start seeing some changes in the handle.
The thickness of the handle, it's wider this way.
This is the version 2 on the right, and the handle is very slightly wider in this dimension. There is also
there's that. Go watch this video.
To make it easier.
I don't know about the whole easier access thing. Watch it. But you can
The
see
pocket clip.
right here. You look up here. You see it got wider because now it's covering more of the blade out here. Let's see. You can see it's getting more towards the side of the blade rather than just being straight behind it. Without see, I think the straight behind thing could work, but now watch what they did. And
Portions have changed. Minute.
This is what happened from this is what matches what I say in my vids. They put bigger backspacers. You know, go watch Senior Jobin's vid. Okay, there we go. See, on the new one, look at that little tiny small contact portion compared to the older one with the larger contact portion. And if you watched my frame lock videos talking about that, I was telling about the Fox knives, and I told you at a production level how a company will make a lock not disengage without doing a lot of mating and stuff, is to make a small contact portion like on these combative edge knives. If I can get this in lighting, go to my vid, you can see right here. You see it's very similar. It's a small contact portion that touches the lock bar, and then it's slightly ahead of the lock bar, so that's why this lock bar bends inward like the Fox Deimos. But there's also though, you can see where when it hits in there. Let's see. You can see how it hits at an angle. You see there's a gap that starts to grow as it gets closer towards the pivot. You can see space, and then it actually makes contact just over here. And I was telling people that point where Strider wears out, that point where this one wears out, that is there because now what that'll do is when this pushes on the lock bar, it gives the lock bar a direction to move to, which is this direction. And if you look at the new DPX, that's basically what they did.
The polished ramp where the locking gauge is.
Yeah, first they made the lock bar gauge smaller.
Again, an interesting change. I'm not a folder designer or an engineer, so I don't know quite what's up with that. I'll have to. That's interesting though.
Watch my channel. He does. So it's basically like this. You can tell it's a small portion that makes contact. Let's get this in light. See? And it only touches, let's see, so you can see right here, see? It does the same thing that the Fox knives does on the Deimos and stuff, and that's what I was talking about, you see? It moves the contact portion out here, which is it's just important, you want it to be further out here, away from the pivot. The idea is the furthest away from the pivot, of course, the more, you have a position here, like creating a triangle. If this was one corner and this was that, you're making a triangle, of course, the wider this triangle base is, the less chances it's going to unlock. If it's down here, of course, it's easy to just collapse. But you can see here, you see that gap growing, and basically it's only that corner that touches now the lock bar. It's the same idea that what they did to the combative edge M1 and that Deimos, and I was saying that when designed like this, it'll push the lock bar in, but this is an effective way at a production level to do it. It would be nice if you could get this to mate properly and all that good stuff, but at production level, this works. And so, I'm going to say this. If you go watch that design, the little frame lock comparison series that I did, and rewatch it again. For those who were objective and open-minded to my input, I appreciate that. But for many of the viewers who were not, bear in mind that I'm not always going to be right. But sometimes I am. And in that situation, you can see between the Hest 1 and Hest 2, that's what they did. That's what they changed. I mean, they before this used to be narrow. The whole thing used to be thinner. This didn't go out as far, and then this whole lock bar, this whole surface of the blade thing touched the whole lock bar. So of course, the lock bar could go pushed out. So they changed it basically like I was saying how on my video the Fox knives and the Strider knives, how they do it. And so this new one seems pretty cool. I'm definitely excited about it. I really want to get one. I want to check it out. There is one thing I will say is it's smart they removed the stainless steel liner because that was an area for rust, and if you're in outdoors, it's a survival knife and that's not functional. Let's see if I can get to the roto block. The only thing now I have to wonder, and maybe I'll message Jobin, is just the roto lock. Let's see if I can find an image of it. Okay, just had it. This is there we go, the roto lock. Now the roto lock serves as a lock bar overextension thing, just like on this Lion Steel. Note, I've seen some images of Lion Steel, some forum talking about Lion Steel's quality control and their precision, their precision, the craftsmanship, I would say it's a little low. I mean, I have this line steel right here, SR1 or whatever this thing's called, and you know, things are not matched nice and perfectly. You can see the little gaps around it. Regardless, this roto block, you know, it serves as a thing to prevent this lock bar from extending, and it also serves as a secondary lock feature. That's true. But it doesn't do, at least on this, what a hinder lock bar stabilizer does. And perhaps the Italians missed this, but you know, you can still push the bar in because this doesn't contact the lock bar. So the question now for me, based on the fact that the DPX is a hard use folder, you know, I would like to know if this lock bar cutout actually still touches this roto block, and the roto block is designed in the shape to act like a hinder lock bar stabilizer, keeping this bar from going in, so that when the knife is open, and because the new refinements they did, you know, basically correcting that lock bar, blade tang matchup, when it pushes the lock bar in, will it, you know, be secure because of this and prevent this from wearing out. So that's my update. You know, just I thought it was an interesting video. Please go check out SRJOBEN. I like his channels, and he's got some really interesting reviews on a variety of knives. And go check out this review. He did a really wonderful job on this. And so I hope he doesn't mind me showing this video comparing these two. I wanted to just, you know, compare it to my frame lock video. And so from me and Mel, we just would like to say thank you.
Thank you.